What is going on, everybody? So in honor of opening day of Major League Baseball, we're going to make a little analogy here with sobriety and recovery and baseball. I don't know how many baseball fans I've got here with me, but stay with me for a second. Somebody that I know in recovery was making this analogy along the lines of like how, as in baseball, like we're all part of like maybe not the same team, but we're all in the same league, right? All of our stories may be different. You know, we get here for different reasons, but we're all in the same league. We're all fighting something. Something caused a lot of suffering and pain and chaos in our lives, and couldn't do it. Like we couldn't figure out how to stop doing it, how to stay stopped on our own. So we kind of come into a league where there's other people, maybe on different teams, but we're all working towards the same goal, right? Now, I'd take any of you on my team, right? I would step on that field with anyone because I know what the feelings are like. You know, our stories may be different, but so often in recovery, when you just sit and listen long enough, the feelings are the same. You know, those feelings of despair and anxiety and just not fucking knowing like what to do. Those feelings are real and they are with all of us. Now, the one thing that I want to talk about, and I say this often, a friend of mine, didn't come from me, right? Didn't come from me. It came from another person in recovery, and he uses this statement quite often. So I told him when I heard him say it, I'm like, I'm going to steal that. I'm going to use that. So I do. And along the lines of Major League Baseball and its opening day, anybody that knows baseball, and this seems crazy, right? Because if you get a hit, you know, your batting average, if you are a 300 career batting average ball player, you're in the Hall of Fame. You're a Hall of Fame hitter, you know, which is insane because when we think about, okay, 30% of the time, that seems like failing, right? That would, you know, when you look at it from a standpoint of like test taking, school, if you got a 30, you fucking failed. And you failed badly. Like, I know when I was a kid, if I came home with a 30 on a test, I don't think that my parents would have been very happy. I definitely would have not wanted to tell them about it, and I probably wouldn't have. I probably just would have waited for them to ask. Hey, how did you do on that test? Oh, fine. It was fine. And then just hope on the next test I do so much better to kind of bring that average up. But I see I'm getting sidetracked, right? And I do that often. You know, we've talked about that before in some of the other videos that I kind of go off on a tangent here and there. But I mean, it's so true, right? Like, and there's a lot of other aspects of life where 30% would not seem so good. You know, if you showed up to work 30% of the time, you think you'd still have a job? I mean, think about it. Yeah, I can't make it in, you know, today. Okay, that's fine. Next day, can't make it in today. You know, out of the 5 days of the week, you know, maybe you showed up 1.5 days. Is that going to go over very well? Probably not. Probably not going to have a job. But in Major League Baseball, if you get a hit 30% of the time throughout your career, you're in the Hall of Fame. So that brings me back to the point that I want to make when it comes to recovery. I cannot tell you how many times I wanted to stop drinking. How many times I promised myself and other people in my life, I'm going to stop. And then it became like, it's going to be different this time. How many times have I said that? How many times have you said that? It's going to be different this time. And then somehow, some way, I end up drinking and it's not fucking different. The only difference is it's probably a whole lot worse than it was the last time. Because I firmly believe that whatever you want to call it, I'll just say it's my alcoholism, my addiction is progressive. And I firmly believe that. I firmly believe that that thing that lived inside of me, that lives inside of me, is never going to get better. It's only going to get progressively worse. But here's the good news. Just like my alcoholism, my addiction gets progressively worse, well, recovery is also progressive, which means the more that I engage in the process, it will continually get better. My life will continually get better. So think about it that way. It is progressive. It's progressive as well, but in a different direction. So here we are. 30% of the time, I get a hit. I'm in the Hall of Fame. All of those times that you feel like you failed, that I felt like I failed, when it comes to recovery, you can miss, you can get it wrong 99 times, and you get it right once. One time. You've only got to get it right one time, and you are in the Hall of Fame of recovery. That's all it takes. When it comes to recovery, I've only got to get one fucking hit. And then I just got to stay in the game. Get a hit and stay in the game. Because I'm not gonna staying in the stands, be an observer of other people that are out on the field, that are in this league, that are playing the game on their team. Isn't it a whole lot more fun to be down on the field with them than it is watching from the stands? Life is not meant to be sitting on the sidelines. It's about getting in the fucking game. And the best way to make sure that my recovery is the best it can possibly be, if I want a truly fulfilling life, well, I need to show up. I need to come dressed for the game. I need to come ready to play. And the more connected I stay to my other teammates, to my other opponents, all in the same league, right? We don't have to like everybody in recovery. We don't. We just have to know that we're playing in the same league. You know, I don't have to like everyone, but in a way, I do have to respect everybody that's here. Because everybody that's here is trying to get sober and stay sober. And I'm not looking to drag anybody down. I'm looking to lend a hand, lift people up. You know, and maybe I don't have what they're looking for, and that's okay. Because I can promise you, there may be things that I cannot help with, but I may know somebody, and probably do know somebody that can. And if the only thing that I need to do is get that person connected with the person that I know, and hey, great things happen. Amazing things happen when you get people connected. So, that's my Major League Baseball opening day. That's my hit right there. That's all I needed to do. I just had to put the ball in play. You know, I got the ball in play. It squibbled through the infield, and I got a base hit. You know, so much love to you all. Whatever team it is that you may be rooting for, may they have a productive season, and may the Yankees win the World Series this year. Much love to you all.